What's new, Poke Crew? It is your turn, Carl Bat here, and you are watching YouTube Central. And before we get started, please make sure you RCS, like, comment, and subscribe. I need all those likes. Now, I'm bringing you another Wi-Fi battle against Joseph. Now, the problem is, I forget if Joseph is a YouTuber or not. I battled this guy. I'm not really sure if he was a YouTuber, and that's really horrible to say, but I forget because I have all these IGNs, these in-game names, and I forget who is who. As you know, that is a problem. So, if he is in fact a YouTuber, I will throw his link in my description, so you might want to check my description in case he is in fact a YouTuber. So, let's introduce these pokes first, because he's bringing some interesting, well, not really interesting, one interesting poke, and more power to say the least, because he's bringing a possible Mega Gengar. I forget what it was, I don't think it's Mega, but he's bringing Gengar nonetheless. He's bringing his own Metagross, Elements, Melodic, Gliscor, which is really interesting, so two interesting pokes, and the, oh my gosh, I forget its name. Mrs. Freeze is what I'm calling it. Mrs. Freeze. Because I don't go up against that poke very often, and so I completely forget what its name is. But its name is Mrs. Freeze for today. So, I go in my Geico because I want to get my rocks up. I don't care who he is going to throw out, because I can live any attacks this thing has to offer. Whoever he throws out, I can take those attacks. So, he uses the Aurora Beam, which is, kind of rare. I don't really see those, but I can eat that up. So I throw the Stealth Rocks out because I know some of his Pokemon can get damaged with my Pointy Rocks. So with that being said, I know that I can just live any attacks this thing has to offer, and I'm thinking, should I stay in? Should I switch out? I know my Metagross can take an Avalanche, and I know my Metagross can take an Aurora Beam. So I go into my Metagross predicting one of the two, because I don't really know what this thing was going to do. But I was correct in stating that it was going to use the Avalanche, because my Metagross can just take that to the bank, man. Look at that damage. I use the Zen Headbutt. Predicting him to switch out, he did not switch out, as you can see. So he uses the Ancient Power on my Metagross, which does not do anything at all. But I do take this thing out with a Bullet Punch. The Priority Bullet Punch is a thing. So I make that poke faint, which is awesome. He goes out into a Salamence, which is at this point getting hurt with my Pointy Rocks that I have on the ground. He uses the Intimidate, which does not matter at all because I have a clear body, because I'm just sexy like that. So he ends up using the Crunch on my Metagross, which does some damage to me, but luckily does not do enough, because I do use the Meteor Mash on the Salamence. Now, I was trying to get my attack boosted with the Meteor Mash, but unfortunately it's not coming through to me at all for the past couple of days, but it's whatever, because I do take the Salamence out with a Priority Bullet Punch. So that is two Pokemon down. This battle is a relatively short battle, but it was a good battle, and I wanted to show all of you guys it. So he goes on to his Gliscor. Now, in a previous battle, I believe it was on the Battle Subway, rather, go check us out, cheap plug, I had stated that I have faced some Gliscors who have interesting sets, and this Gliscor is definitely one of those Pokemon, because it's not the Toxic Stall. So, it is not the Toxic Stall, and I'm so glad that it wasn't. But it took my Metagross down, which is unfortunate. But my Metagross put in tons of work, so I used the Aqua Jet on the Gliscor. I am a Soul Fest, so I was hoping I could get something to activate it. He uses the Thunder Fang, which is phenomenal now, because it was a crit, but it does not take me out. I use the Aqua Jet, and I do take out the Gliscor right here, which is awesome, because I don't want to, it's another crit too. I kind of forget about those two crits, but it doesn't matter, because that, you know, that Gliscor has become a pain in the tuchus. So he goes on to Melodic. Now, I know how bulky Melodics are, so I use another Swords Dance, because I'm about to use an EQ, and I want this EQ to take out the Melodic. Now, this thing, this snake sea creature, does use the Toxic, unfortunately, on my Doc Croc, getting more left use recovery. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, what should I do? I know I am poisoned. I know that my attacks can't really do tons. I know I can live another hit from the Toxic, so I use another Swords Dance just to boost more of my attack, because I know I'm going to need that. Now, I probably should have used an Aqua Jet or something, because the Swords Dance boosts my attack, not my special attack. and I do run the Earthquake on my Feraligatr, but I guess that doesn't really matter. I'm not really sure the EV spread on this Melodic, because I use the EQ right here, and I am able to take out the Melodic. Now, like I stated, I'm not really sure what the EV spread on this Melodic is, because Earthquake is a special move, because I'm not actually physically hitting the Pokemon. As you can see, guys, I'm learning stuff. No, but seriously, I was just happy I was able to take out the Melodic. That Melodic would have been troublesome, to say the least. So he goes out into his Gengar, and I go into my Electrode. Luckily, the Gengar gets hurt from the rocks, which is really weird, because most Gengars, if not all that are competitively used, are Levitate. So I'm not really sure if this team is actually competitive or not. But it was a decent battle, even if it's not. So I have that going for me. I used the Volt Switch, getting some damage up on the Gengar. I probably could have used a T-Bolt, but I didn't, so it's whatevs. But I go into my Gecko, my Kecleon, because I want to try and maybe get a T-Wave or something off. Now, he uses the Focus Blast, which is just awful for me, because that just means more damage on my Gecko. So, he does get the special defense, unfortunately. The problem is I can't take another Focus Blast to save my life. So, even though I am getting the Left-Edge Recovery, I know what might be in store for me. So, at this point, I'm thinking, should I stay in or switch out? I was not predicting him to use a Shadow Ball, but I was ecstatic that he did, in fact, use the Shadow Ball, because it does nothing to me. And I am able to get a T-Wave, a safe T-Wave off on the Gengar, which definitely is going to help me, because now Gengar's speed is just horrible now. It might not be horrible, but it's still pretty low. I use the Foul Play on the Gengar, taking him out, because I want to get some damage off on the Gengar, if not taking him out. And I do, but I do take him out right here, because he is weak. Guys, guess what he is weak to? He's weak to the Foul Play! So, I do get some more Left-Edge Recovery, which is perfectly fine with me. I'll take that any day of the week. He goes out into his Metagross. Now, I'm thinking, what can I do? The only thing that I can really do is a Foul Play and a T-Wave. I know how slow Metagrosses are, so I want to try and just get more of that. So, I do T-Wave the Metagross, because I want to try and just lower more of its speed, because I know I'm going to need that. Not that it matters, because it does no Bullet Punch, I'm assuming. So, I didn't see it in this battle, but I'm just assuming it does. I use the Recover, which is perfectly fine for me, because I get all the HP back, and he does get hit with the Paralysis, which is fantastic. I use the Foul Play on the Metagross, because I was thinking, if I can't take this thing out, I want to get at least some damage off. But look at how much damage I do. I don't even think this Metagross was EV invested. I could be wrong. I really could be wrong. And Joseph, if you are a YouTuber, and if you're watching this, then I'm sorry if I'm saying anything that offends you, because I completely forget if you are a YouTuber or not. But looking at this team, I wasn't really sure if your team was competitively made or not, because of the non-Levitate Gengar and how horrible the Melodic went down to the EQ. Hell, I'm not saying I'm a better battler, I'm just pointing out the obvious, you know. I'm not really sure if this team was competitively used or made, whatever. But Joseph, if you're watching, if you are a YouTuber, and even if you're not a YouTuber, I did like this battle. You brought some interesting pokes, especially the non-toxic style Gengar. Wow, nope, the Gliscor. So, and the Mrs. Freeze, I don't even know her name. His name, I don't even know. But Mrs. Freeze was interesting as well, because I never go up against him. So, but guys, if Joseph is in fact a YouTuber, I will be placing his link into my description, so go show him some U-turn love. And, you know, even if he is not, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, because this was a pretty good battle. I did like it. It showed off a lot of my pokes, and it showed off some of his pokes as well. The non-Levitate Gengar was interesting, and the non-toxic stall Gliscor was interesting as well. So that those two kind of surprised me, which is fantastic, because not many things surprise me. But there's that. So don't forget, guys, RCS to me, rate and comment, subscribe. Have a great day, guys. Take care. Peace.